Well, morning guys. Our first night in the NT. We've woken up to an absolutely cracker morning. Pretty warm during the night, but we managed. So this little rest stop that we're at, and I know I had a bit of a rant last night, and it does annoy me, but I think a lot of it's just education too. People just don't realise that toilet paper dust doesn't disappear pretty well straight away. And I guess the ticket is, leave a campsite the same way you'd like to find it. And I think if we all do that, the place will be far better off. Anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. So down this tableland highway, these windmill towers you can see behind me, and a little bit further down the road there was actually a stock route. So from what I can find out, these used to be the bores as they carted, or as they drove the cattle down, they gave them somewhere to stop and water them, similar to the wells on the canning. Now this one, it's about another 140 k's probably to the next one, and then from there onto the Barclay homestead where there would have been water. So it's an interesting little tale. I think it's just you know, you can still find bits and pieces of the heritage that was once here, and they would have probably, like they did in a lot of cases, the road followed the stock route. Well, today it's quite early. You know, we've woken up. We were in bed pretty early. Yesterday we said was a pretty big day for us, and we're just a little bit out of practice. Probably no rush this morning because we're not that far away, and we'll need to refuel, and they probably won't open until a little bit later. So we'll do that. Gonna have some breakfast, pack up, and then make our way up to King Ash Bay. So we're pretty excited about that. Somewhere that we've been on the bucket list for a while but never been there. All right, we'll catch you guys a little bit later. And also, it's taken us a little while to get used to the flies again. They're not bad, but they're looking for water or moisture, so they try and get in your ears and in your eyes. So we'll get used to that after a period of time. All right, let's go and have some breakfast. So what's breakfast this morning, Liz?
We have leftover stir fry for breakfast on toast. Just going to warm it up now.
Beautiful. We had a bit left over the other night, so not much point in wasting it. Makes a nice hearty little breakfast. Yum.
You told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me. I'm a rolling stone tonight, never to be settled. Though I know I can't deny your eyes, you've got this inner battle. I don't know how to act.
John, nearly at King Ash Bay. Getting excited?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always exciting to go to new places you haven't been before. So, you know, you hear about this and you see a little bit of that, and it's not until you actually get there yourself that you get to feel the place, so to speak. So.
Lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me.
With 500 acres of land under lease from the Northern Territory Government, King Ash Bay is situated on the banks of the MacArthur River. There is space for many camping options and lifestyles apart from fishing. Set largely in a natural bush environment, the most apt description of the camp areas is informal and friendly. The club in many respects is a small self-sufficient township, generating its own power, supplying good quality water from a bore and providing many of the other services you would expect in a small community. There are no allocated sites, and we were advised that we could choose our camp area from those available when we arrived. It looks like both the powered and unpowered areas are large enough to ensure there is always some room. Being situated on high ground, the powered area is open all year. There is an unpowered area known locally as Jenny Flats, and this is on the riverbank and closed during the wet season due to the potential for flooding. Good quality bore water is provided in both camp areas. Toilets and hot showers are available in both the camping areas, and a dump point is available for emptying caravan toilets.
What's for dinner tonight, John?
Well, we're having lamb steaks. Here we are, King Ash Bay. We finally made it. Been down to the clubhouse and had a couple of refreshments, and now back to tea. Looking forward to it. And dinner is served.
Good morning, John.
Morning, Liz. How'd you sleep last night?
Pretty good. It cooled down. It wasn't that hot. Mind you, we did have the fans going for a bit.
We did, but yeah, it did cool down. It's quite pleasant. Well, this morning we're going to have a bit of a look around. We're driving out to a place called Bat Point. Hopefully there's a little bit more foreshore access, so we can flick a couple of lures about for a little while and try our luck. So yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? Trial and error thing. Just look on the way back. Yeah, so there's obviously the shacks all the way along this road. I thought that was all in the little village, but it's not. It's shacks, caravans, things all the way along here. As I said, after a bit of brekkie, we headed off to have a look around, and I found this track that we thought would take us along the riverbank, hoping to find somewhere to access the river so we could throw a line in. Well, you know how we called this series All Roads Lead Somewhere? Well, they do, and this one led us to a locked gate. So we turned the beast around and headed back out to the main road and up to Bing Bong Point. The port is a bulk loading facility and exports lead zinc concentrate, which is mined at the MacArthur River mine some 100 kilometres inland. The ore is loaded onto a barge called a borry, then transported to the ships at anchor. There you go. We're off the mark. Liz has got us off what looks like to be a little trevally. Okay. Alright, well we're going to head back and have a bit of lunch. And maybe have a bit of a chill this afternoon. Probably feeling nanny nap coming. Another one. Grandpa nap. There we go. Alright. So that's where we're at the moment. So yeah, we've got a score on the board, which is awesome. On the first attempt. So we'll probably go down and want to flip this afternoon. There's a couple of little spots near where we can. Give that a try, and yeah, go from there. Hooroo.
Catch you later.
That red moon. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that, but I've just come down to get a few boats for a bit of B-roll for the video. And this spoon, we knew there were a few fires about. We didn't realise it was that bad. Holy dolly, that's red. Well, I think I said that red was the moon, but in fact it's not, it's the sun. There was a cracking sunset last night, which I didn't get any photos of, but yeah, that was the morning sun coming up behind the cloud. Just waiting for it to see if it'll pop its head a bit further. It's quite a bit of thick cloud, so I don't know whether it'll come up. Well, we know it'll come up, but whether we'll be able to visually see it, by the time it gets up it'll probably be above the smoke. So it won't be as red as what it was, but it was absolutely violently red. We're leaving King Ash Bay and the MacArthur River today and heading to Robinson River and the Seven Emu Station, some 4-hour drive away.
So some white car will be parked somewhere here. The other end of town.
This drive would take us through the township of Bullaloola, where we had planned to catch up with Liz's brother Tony, who had also been travelling these parts in his old trusty Troopy Land Cruiser. After a bit of a catch up, we set sail for the Savannah Way. Well, it's not long when we find ourselves on the start of a good 250 to 300 kilometres of gravel road, so time to wear down. I've just started using the Maxtrax Indiflate. I don't know if it's any quicker, but it definitely saves the knees. We pulled into Seven Emu Station following a couple of creek crossings. There we met up with Marissa, who booked us in for 3 nights camping and gave us the rundown on the property and what it had to offer. We ended up at number 2 camp, high on the cliffs overlooking the Robinson River. This camp has a roof for shelter, an open fire and a donkey to heat water for your shower. Tonight is pizza night, so you can have pizzas in the outback too.
You certainly can. Chicken?
This becomes a piece of art.
Oh, there's plenty. The last couple of bits on. Right, want some capsicum?
Sure.
Want some onion?
Oh, absolutely. Don't be frightened of the onion.
I'm not. Right, I think I'm done.
Sun-dried tomatoes.
Here they are. And a light sprinkle of cheese, just to hold it together. Good to go.
Good work, both ready, one in, and ready to sit back, have a cold bevy while we wait for these to cook. Play the cooking music.
10 minutes later.
Well, we've taken it out of the oven. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Go away, fly.
Yeah.
Don't you know the sun's gone down? Oh, yum, look at that.
Look at that. Oh, yummo. Right.
Have a piece.
Oh, might be a bit hot.
Yep. Don't burn your mouth. Shit. I mean bugger. I mean shit. I mean poop. I mean...
Oh, yum.
Yum? Let's do it.
That's nice.
Today's plan was to get up nice and early and head down to the river for a fish. Then we'd head off to explore some of the station. I had my usual luck with the rod and had one good hookup and dropped a nice fish just minutes into the fight. So after a couple of hours it was back for breakfast. Some information about the station. This magnificent outback property covers over 4,300 square kilometres, with 55 kilometres of exclusive coastline on the Gulf and 50 kilometres of frontage onto the Robinson and Calvert rivers. Seven Emu owner Frank Shadforth has worked the property all his life, and the family are Garawa Aboriginal people from the Gulf. Seven Emu is on traditional lands, but Willie Shadforth, a cattle driver and horse trader, worked hard, saved hard, got lucky and bought the station outright in 1953. He was one of the first known Aboriginal people to buy a pastoral lease. Willie passed the property on to his son Frank, and in turn Frank has now handed the management of the farm to his son Clary while he concentrates on Seven Emu's guests. Seven Emu Station has partnered with a neighbouring property to create the first private nature reserve in the Gulf of Carpentaria, called the Punglini Seven Emu Wildlife Sanctuary. Frank has subleased 110,000 hectares of Seven Emu, almost half the area of the pastoral lease, to the Australian Wildlife Conservation Group, and the station's cattle are kept out of this conservation zone. The whole sanctuary comprises an unbroken stretch from the sandstone uplands to the coastal waters of the Gulf. It protects a suite of habitats along an important ecological gradient, as well as delivering significant socio-economic benefits for the indigenous communities. In 1844, Ludwig Leichhardt and his men were the first recorded Europeans to pass through the Gulf of Carpentaria on their epic journey to Port Essington. And they named Seven Emu River after a successful hunting day. Let's see if we can find somewhere to throw a line in. I found this nice little spot that looked inviting. However, this is croc country, so you need to be vigilant. The ground was extremely soft close to the water's edge, and I didn't want to find myself stuck. So a few casts here which didn't see any action, so then we moved on. A few hundred metres further on, the mangroves cleared away to reveal some accessible access. Just what we were looking for. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yep.
There you go, buddy. Go and grow. There you go back and grow a bit more. Righto, well at least that's the start. We caught something, yes.
Yep,
I'm the cod catcher.
it's nice. Look at him. You're going to need the pliers.
I think you do. Then it was time to head back to camp as it was a good hour away.
Put his head down.
Yeah, there you go, they've had the head now. They're going to go As we came through this gate, we could see a bit of commotion going on. There were a couple of bulls, and I think they were playing a game called Old Bull, Young Bull. Well, what a day. We've just got back from an awesome day out, and I am just cooking off some onion, garlic and ginger ready for our beef curry, which we're going to have for dinner. So we'll tell you a little bit more about today a little bit later, but yeah, so we just got tea on so I can cook up in the camp oven while we sit down and have a couple of cool bevies. Added the beef, brown that off, and then we'll add some bit of liquid to it to let it then simmer for however long it takes.
Right, that's it. Right.
As the stars journey across the sky, we sat in awe and watched while enjoying our wonderful dinner. It doesn't get much better than this.
Good morning, John.
Morning, Liz. How are you?
Oh, great. What a day yesterday.
Oh, that was just amazing. We were just exhausted. We were going to do this when we got back, but one thing led to another, and it was just too late. So we had a cracking day. First thing first, we sort of got up, went down to the river that's right in front of us, into the Robinson River. Yeah.
Yep.
And threw some lures about for a couple of hours. I hooked a nice fish. Don't know exactly what it was. Ran me around for a little while and then broke me off. So it had a reasonable size to it. But anyway, that's just the nature of the beast.
I had one follow, and it was a barramundi. I saw it side on as it went past my lure, but that was it.
That was sort of the extent of it. So then we came back, we had some breakfast, and we packed a bit of lunch. Because as you can imagine, it's a Northern Territory station, and these things are huge.
Yes.
So there's a track that goes out towards the sand dunes, and I guess you can't get to the actual mouth of the river, but back from that. So we packed a bit of lunch and off we plopped. And once you get across the cliff faces down towards where you can actually access the water, we tried there a few times without any success. No. And then we decided it was another track that took us out towards what they called the sand dunes. So we followed that track out, and that took us to Snake Creek?
Shark Creek.
Shark Creek, that's
but a
right.
Big open flat.
And it's just a massive, and obviously it would flood, a big floodplain when the river's running.
Yep.
So we staunched along there and found some spots that we could access the river. and then it was on. You know, Liz caught a jack and a couple of small cod. We got a couple of nice sized cod which we kept. I hooked 2 barra, basically one after the other, and bloody lost both of them. Not happy, Jan.
No. But at least you've hooked a barra, because I saw him jump.
You saw him jump.
It
wasn't just my
jumped.
word on it. It was
No,
she saw it jump and buffed and leapt up out of the water a few times and just threw the bloody hook. So that's the breaks. I guess that's the thrill of the catch at the end of the day. So yeah, that was awesome. And then you know, we didn't realise, but then on the way back, there was a creek. We stopped. A little dam. Backwater, came around the corner and there was a big jackaroo standing in the middle of that. So we had to stop. Silly us, sort of stopped right at the hole. We should have just kept going.
Yep.
He wouldn't have taken any notice of us.
But the jabberoo just went, nah, there's people here, I'm taking
off.
Yeah,
I'm taking off. There's an old house down there. We passed that and then we sort of made our way back to camp. But it's about an hour and a half drive across the property. So we got, as I said, we got back. It was nice because we were in the car, the air conditioner was going, and we got back in, it was like 38 degrees.
Oh, and opened the car door.
Wow. And the breeze, whilst there was breeze down at the creek and down by the river, it was quite cool, like the wind was quite cool and pleasant. But yeah, you noticed it, so...
And we're up on a cliff about 40 metres from the river.
The river, so that was it. Anyway, that was yesterday. And today we're going on a cultural tour.
Yes, we're going to have Frank Shadfroth, who's the owner of the property. He is an Aboriginal elder, I believe, and he's going to take us, or he's going to do a cultural tour. Don't know what that entails, so we'll wait and see. You know,
as you know from previous episodes, we certainly try to feel the country and learn from the elders and learn from the property owners that sort of look after this stuff, or are custodians of the land. So anyway, we'll hopefully Frank's going to let us do a bit of filming, hopefully, so we can share a little bit of that with you guys. Anyway, this is where we're at. Things are humping along. We're like just about to start our 3rd week.
Yes.
I think tomorrow will be a Monday.
Yes, 3rd week.
So, you know, it really does whiz past quite quickly. You don't realise it sort of, you get up and then there's the cool of the morning and then you fight through the day with the heat.
Yep.
And we knew that it was going to be hot and there's like no surprises. So
it's not that bad.
So we're just managing it. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you're ever out this way, you need to come in and check out Seven Emu Station. It is an absolute cracker. It's a good place to just de-stress. If you're a fisherman, go fishing. If you happen to have a boat, even better. But, you know, I do suggest you bring a cast net, because live bait fishing, apparently, Frank says, is the way to catch your barras. We didn't do that. We're just going to
throw some lures
around and see what we get. But as you heard, John's already hooked a couple. Just hasn't quite landed them yet. So who knows? Yeah,
it can just like that can all turn around. But it's good. Yeah, we're thoroughly enjoying our time and certainly would recommend and tick this one. Absolutely.
Definitely.
All right. We'll leave you guys for the moment and we'll come back when we've got some more to tell and more to share. See ya.
Bye.
About pollination.
Yeah, it's all about that.
Frank arrived and Liz asked him about the crocodiles, as we hadn't seen any so far. His dry response was, "But they've seen you." And as if on cue, floating down the river was a beast carcass with a crocodile escort. So that's the soaks tree. Obviously this one's, it's the wrong time of the year, but that's the one you rub together and get the soap. With all the fires that are about, Liz asked if there'd been any impact on them.
We usually burn in April, when all the fruit tree having fruit.
Yeah.
When they finish having fruit, that's when we burn, right till April or May, finish. that's when you should stop. You see that tree in the middle there? You see how dead it is?
Yes.
You see all the holes? That goes back to that pruning bee problem.
Yeah.
And you see this here?
Yes.
When you're hungry, you can eat this.
Now is that what? Is that
Oh,
the bush coconut?
No, this little. If you see an eye in there, it's a little grub that we used to eat. See?
Yes.
And you know the brown snake?
Yeah.
If you bite the guana, that guana run to this grass. And he chews it, and he survives the venom.
Okay.
It kills the venom in the guana.
Oh, right.
You smell it.
Oh, look at that.
You can use that for your roast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
For tea.
Yes.
We used to use it for flu, cold, anything.
Yeah?
Just
Wow.
soak it in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
We got big mug up there. They sell it.
It's just, yeah,
Just that grass.
Just the grass.
it's grass.
But the guana, if you get bitten by that brown snake when they have a fight,
Yeah.
you run to that
He
grass.
runs this and eats it.
Eats it.
Wow.
But it doesn't work on
Does
us.
it work for white
No,
tree?
not even black one.
Next stop was this bowerbird's
Yeah.
nest.
Oh.
For those that don't know, the male makes the nest, then decorates it with whatever they can find to attract the lady bowerbirds.
We've seen a few bowerbirds' nests in our travels.
Yeah, he does it, eh?
Yeah.
Frank was telling us about one that he found that even tried paying the ladies for their visits, as he found a $2 coin as part of the decoration. We make our way further across the property, and an FYI, see, I do know how to open gates, Liz.
The fibres. Yeah, no, mate.
Yeah.
I can't. No.
What we used to do, we used to cut these. We used to cut them under there, look. And we used to cut cross there, and cross
Yep.
to get the nut out. And you use that one there. Yep. The nuts in there, see? But you see, this tusk is going back,
Yep.
because we're not harvesting.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So if you harvest them, then that won't be there. It'll be like the end.
This smooth part, this part here,
Yeah.
it'll be here,
Yeah.
right? But since we're not doing it, this tree's going off and it's getting sulky. If we're doing it up at the station, this tree will produce. But we're not doing it because we're not doing it. And that's why all these other ones dying.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not fully developed. But when we used to cut there, this tree get bigger and it produce more nut in there. But since
Since you stopped doing
we
it.
stopped doing it in 82 and 81, this tree, not only here but everywhere else, Spring Creek, all the stations,
Yeah.
all the Aborigines going to Woolworth and Coles to buy the peanuts. And to get educated. Yeah.
Then he invites us to join him at the site of the original homestead and the place where he was born. You can feel the passion that he has for the land and the concerns that he holds for the future with the loss of native flora and fauna. Frank tells us that in 1966 the driver of this unit went to get some spare parts and he ain't come back yet.
They're fairly old mango trees.
Well, they're nearly 90 years old.
Yeah.
They're planted by the old Jack Curran.
One can only imagine how cool this would have been with your own sandy beach and a creek running so close to the house. But you can understand why they relocated the homestead, with the wet season rains dramatically swelling the creek to a river and the potential for flooding. It's the old original Seven Emu Station of the Seven Emu Creek.
Very pretty.
Yeah. Chicken.
Yes.
See if there's plenty of fish.
Yep.
And the leech had come out, see?
Yep.
But now, there's tadpole. Only happened from November. When the first storm comes, that's when the tadpole come.
Yep.
To April, when he disappeared. That's the Australian tadpole.
That's tadpoles there.
That's tadpole, but
Yep.
that's canto.
Oh, you're joking.
He's there 24/7 of the year. So there's no more leech in the water?
No.
You see that tadpole there now, if you come and have a good look at him, he's proper black,
Yes, he is. And
shiny.
normal, ours aren't.
He's grey.
Yeah.
See, they can pay people now to come here.
Scoop them up. Far out, yeah. And then set them up here to dry and die.
See, there's no insect on the side as well,
No.
you know.
Yep.
See, when he gets there, they can't get back to Manningloo, so they jump in a canoe, paddle around.
Frank continues to tell stories of his family, the land, and what is Seven Emu Station. So this is something that we would definitely recommend if you're interested in the history of the area.
Carbide light, and the old fella said, "No, we don't want carbide light."
Then it was time to head back. Thanks, Frank, for sharing your stories and your land with us. We wish you well for the future. Thank you so much for that. It was really, really enjoyable.
No,
we
thanks.
really appreciate it.